the 500CM from Hasselblad. What is going on, y'all? I wanted to share with you a little something I've been working on. We did a recent shoot in Milwaukee. We shot at the Lakefront Brewery and in Black Cat Alley. I did get a chance to shoot some film. So if you're not familiar with medium format, this camera takes a 120 back. It's a modular, so you can take the back off, and yeah, there's HP5 in it right now. So it shoots 12 frames on a roll. So this is what I mean by modular. Like the whole thing comes apart. So you can get different bodies for this. I have the waist level finder. .35mm, and then I shot a majority of the portraits with the 120 CF macro. So this is about the closest thing I have to a portrait lens. It went really well. I haven't done a ton of portraits on film. I shot with HP5 and I developed it on ID11. And so I just wanted to share with you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to print some of these pictures in my darkroom, and I want to just give you a behind the scenes of me doing that. And I wanted to shoot full frame without doing any crops in the darkroom, and it worked out okay. I could have done better with the compositions. I think I'm so used to having the flexibility that when I'm shooting fast with portraits, I don't always take the time, and I think that was the case here. But I really do love the pictures and how they turned out. The other thing is I shot about four rolls of film, and more of them than I would have cared for are a little bit off focus. Now I know it's not the camera, it could be my eyes aging. I did use the prism finder, which I find is nicer, but I just noticed some of them are a little bit off. When they're sharp, they're super sharp. So that was kind of a bummer for me. But I had a lot of fun shooting with it. I had a lot of fun just when we were down there in general. The shoot went awesome. So that being said, yeah, let's get into developing some prints. All right, so let's get to this. I'm gonna be printing on Fomatone multi-grade glossy paper. Probably my favorite paper for portraits at the moment. So let's get to it. This is the negative I want to work out and print. So the first thing we got to do is dust is your enemy, and so we're going to go ahead and just dust it off just a little bit. It's that anti-static brush. And like I said, I want to print with the borders, with a border on the picture. So I have the easel all lined up at this height to do that. But there's a little bit of, like, this negative care is filed out. So that's gonna allow me to do that. So I just wanted to line that up good. All right. That looks good. Go ahead and put it in the enlarger. And now I have to mix the chemicals, and I'll get this all focused up. And basically what we're doing is we're projecting light through the negative onto the photo paper when I put it in here, it's gonna flatten it out, and then the border will be right on the edges of this. So there'll be a black border on the edge of the print. And then we run it through a series of chemicals. I'm gonna go ahead and mix those up now. So I'm gonna give this print 18 seconds with a slight dodge on her, just on her face. And then I'm gonna do an edge burn of about 4 seconds all the way around, and we're gonna see where that brings us. I might have to give it a little bit more, but based on the other prints, I think that should be good. And I just set an interval timer and use a card as kind of an aperture under the lens. So yeah, here we go. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And one more. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's get this in the developer. I'm going to develop it for 1.5 minutes. I'm using a Ilford warm tone developer that I mixed up. I have it diluted 1:1, so we're going to put this in for 1.5 minutes. Into the stop. And then I'll go into the fix. I do use a 2-bath fixer regimen. The first one, clears out all the silver in the paper so we can turn the lights on. And then the second one is a fresh fixer bath that clears out any uncleared fixer, used up fixer from the first bath. So it's a very archival way of fixing the paper. So after about 30 seconds, I can turn the lights on. I do have I think it's like a 15-watt bulb on a cord here, which I turn on before turning on all the lights, because your eyes will just suck in it's so dark in here right now that my pupils are just wide open. So it's very easy to misjudge the print. Like you could turn it on and be like, oh my God, it's really bright, and it's not. It's actually pretty dark. So you gotta kind of give your eyes some time to adjust. So this is fully fixed. I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And that looks good. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn the main lights on after your eyes adjust a little bit. It's okay to do it. Oh, and that looks really good. So after that minute, I have just a regular water bath here. I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it off. Keep agitating. And after I give it a good rinse in here, then I put it in a hypo-clear bath to help clear out all the fix before I do a final wash in my washer. Try and get some of that chemicals out of my hands too. It's probably kind of hard to see. Hopefully you can see this. Now you notice how it's curled up. So that's what fiber-based paper does when it dries. But I'll show you in here because I do have some of them flattened. But here is a picture of Riley. It's about a 7x7 print. I don't know if you can see that very well. And it might not be able, you might not be able to see the tones, but it's just, yeah, there's something about it that just, I don't know, it's had me hooked for, I've been printing in the darkroom for over 20 years, and it never gets old when you see a beautiful, so here's another one of Riley. So yeah, these are printed on, let me see, I don't know if that went into focus or not. So these are printed on, again, Fomatone. It's a multi-grade paper, which means you can change the contrast through the filtration. It is a warm tone paper on a glossy finish. And I developed it in, I mixed the developer from scratch with chemicals, but it's a formula. It's called Ilford Neutral, I think it's called. I'm probably killing that. I'm probably not pronouncing it right. But it's a really, it's very similar to Ilford's warm tone developer that I think they still make. But here's another one. And so this one has already been pressed in the dry mount. So you can see it's nice and flat. So these will all get flattened. And I will do a video too on I'm gonna, how I finish these. I'm going to mat them. I use a lovely museum rag mat, like 100% cotton rag mat paper over the top. So I will kind of show you how I flatten them and how I print them so that they are ready, in this case, to present to these girls. So you may be asking, why go through all this work to get a picture when I can just take it on my phone? It seems like a lot of work. It seems like a pain in the ass. You know, there's a lot of stuff to deal with. You would be right. It seems like a lot of work. You got to deal with, you know, dust is a huge problem. You're dealing with chemicals. You know, these old cameras, they jam up sometimes, and the film, and you get scratches, and you got to go through so many processes just to get one image. And my answer to that would be, I don't really have an answer. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just obsessed. Maybe I just love, you know, there's something about just the mechanical nature of it. There's something about the tactile nature of being in the darkroom, printing, watching that stuff, you know, come up, being able to feel the chemicals, even the alkalinity of the developer. Like I love getting my hands in there. But ultimately, what usually gets me is the tones in a black and white print like this. Like I said, I just can't really explain it, but there's something like so beautiful about it that it's had me hooked for 20 plus years, and I will be working in a darkroom for the next 20 plus years, God willing. So thanks again. Please hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos in regards to film photography, portrait photography, just creative photography in general. And yeah, have a good one.